Q Radio, better music and local news. Well, Warren Point went to Glenavon at the weekend on a high after winning a lot of games, and unbeaten, I should say, in a lot of games recently. 8 games, correct me if I'm wrong, and Barry Gray joining me, the manager of Warren Point. Barry, good morning.
Good morning, Kevin.
Barry, you went to Glenavon on a high, basically, after some good wins and also some very good matches, and unbeaten after a series of maybe 8 games. Would I be right? Yes,
Kevin. We've picked up 1 defeat in the last 10 games in all competitions, and we went in the Saturday's fixture full of confidence, to be fair.
Now, the game started off with Glenavon getting a goal, and at that stage, I don't know how you were feeling on the sideline, but maybe the supporters going on, no, it's not going to be another one of those nearly, but yet so far, if you know what I mean. But you come back very strong, and in the last 10 minutes, perhaps Glenavon lucky to sneak the draw.
Yeah, Kevin. We certainly, it was the type of game at early stages. We didn't have it all our own way, but that's what you're going to get at this level of football. We didn't have a great display first half, but the players certainly reacted to discussions at half time, and really put a fight up in the second half, and we brought the game to them. Yes, on another day you might have come away with the full 3 points, but you also got to be realistic. We rode our luck at times in the first half as well. So all in all, probably fairly pleased with the point.
A good positive result the week before with Ballinamallard at home. Going away and taking a point isn't a bad result at any time. In the league, it suggests that everything has sort of stayed where it is, but in terms of form, Warren Point coming into their own.
Yes, it seems that way, Kevin, but as we said to the players just on a weekly basis, stay focused on what we need to do. We're still in a relegation battle. That hasn't changed at all just for now. And we need to just keep working hard and working hard in what we believe in football-wise.
And a word about your supporters.
Supporters were great on Saturday. They travelled in what seemed to be more numbers than we would usually see. So it certainly was a good, entertaining second half to watch, and hopefully that they'll join me in saying that it was a decent point and a decent game to watch.
Are we witnessing a strong rally from the community and indeed the team now? Is there a fresh impetus in terms of the league?
We hope so, Kevin. As I said before, everyone likes to see a team that's on the up and a team that's winning. And over the last period of games, it seems to be that case for us. And the longer we can continue this run, then the better chances we have of continuing to build that support.
Well, we wish you well with that. Now, let's talk about Daniel Hughes. He was over at Bolton last week. Indeed, you were there as well. What's the position right now?
Position, Kevin, is quite simple. He'll go back for a further week with them. When he was there, he done fantastically well and impressed a lot of the senior staff, including the first team manager. So he'll go back within the next month, I would suggest, and carry out another week's trial with them in a situation where they'll want to look at him in more detail in a match situation. So while he's done very, very well, and 95% of players don't get invited back at all on trial, so he's certainly over the first hurdle. I wouldn't be saying at this stage to get excited in any fashion, but he's put himself in a scenario where it's his to lose now.
And unfortunately, that is the case. A bit difficult for Daniel. The fact that he's one of your main players from Warren Point, and local people getting slightly excited at the fact that there was a possible transfer to Bolton. But as you pointed out very clearly a couple of weeks ago, he's a Warren Point player and will continue to be a Warren Point player this season.
Absolutely, Kevin. And I think it's just you need to be very careful in how you develop these situations. It was never a priority for Bolton to do business in January. At this stage, it's focusing on what Daniel needs to do when he goes back there, but also what he needs to do in his time left at Warren Point, because that is something that they're watching closely on a week-to-week basis at the minute too.
And from a coaching point of view, you enjoyed your trip at a personal level?
Yes, absolutely, Kevin. It was nice to get away and see how the full-time clubs are doing it and what they're doing within their sessions, so on and so forth. And it's while it certainly is a step up in tempo and level, it was good to see how they manage it and how they go about their daily basis.
Now, you've also been doing a bit of business in January for Warren Point. New players on board?
Yeah, we've taken a few players in January, and one that we lost at the last minute, but some you win, some you lose, and yeah, we're fairly pleased with what we've taken in so far, and we hope that they can help us going forward.
Our next game at Warren Point.
Next game at Warren Point is our next home game will be Dungannon. With a few tough fixtures away, with Irish League or Irish Cup fixture on Saturday away to Linfield, followed by an away trip to Crusaders. So it's a big couple of weeks for us.
Doesn't get any easier, Barry.
No, but it's great to be here.
Warren Point supporters with you 100%. The team's on the up and the coaching staff quite pleased this morning.
Absolutely, Kevin. If every week we can take a small step in the right direction, we'll not be too far away.
Linfield next in a cup match. We wish you luck with that, and no doubt we'll catch up with you next week. Barry Gray, the Warren Point Town Manager, thanks for joining us this morning on the QT.
Thanks, Kevin.